Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful, scenic Lewisville, Texas, with plenty of free parking. It's Texas Football Today.
The free parking thing is accurate.
A show on the internet. I think my name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places early source in the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre internet show. I'm sitting here sitting under at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dork. She's Ashley Pickle. Hi.
Hi. Continue about your free parking.
Maybe we talked about this.
That you're fixing to go on.
Because we've done this show 1,500 times.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much talked about everything in my brain. There's a great book that I can recommend, and I can't believe I'm recommending a book about this.
Is this the city planning book?
It's a different city planning book.
Oh, you have multiple now.
The High Cost of Free Parking. It's called The High Cost of Free Parking. It's by Donald Shoup.
I remember if we talked about that one.
He's a UCLA professor that basically discusses the fact that free parking is kind of a huge drag on our society, and that we would be better if we charged for parking. And that sounds crazy, but if you read the book, it's pretty good. It's basically a criticism of the way because like you look at our parking lot. When is our parking lot full?
Well, now that MI Homes is gone, it's a lot more empty.
No, I just mean ever. Have you ever seen our parking lot full?
Oh, no.
You've never...
Ours in front of our building, yes, but not like the
whole parts of it,
whole
yes,
thing.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. It's like there's something like 7 parking spots for every 1 car in America or something like that. There's some sort of crazy...
There's a massive parking lot off the Denton Square that I remember when they made half of it pay and half of it free, because during the day you can find a free spot, but at night when it's really nice outside and everyone's eating out at the square, it's impossible to find it. I remember the uproar about making half of that parking lot paid.
There are between 3 and 6 car parking spaces per car in the United States. There are 2 billion parking spots in America.
Yeah,
basically
you can never find parking.
And basically, the high cost of free parking is a kind of gets into the societal ills of having too much parking. Anyway, go check it out. Donald Shoup wrote it. It's really good. Today is Thursday.
It's parking day.
April 13th, 2023. 224 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, nice.
Episode 1572. On today's show, folks, we are going to have Dumb Thursday, and I'm running for commissioner of Texas college football.
Okay.
And I would like to unveil a key part of my platform this week.
That and paid parking.
That too. So I've got a hot take on Texas college football. We'll get into that in Dumb Thursday. And then back half of the show, it was a segment that swept the nation, and I put out the call for more of it, and y'all have delivered more fun with Texas high school football radio.
Let's go.
We've got 3 more calls to run through, and
I love that the people love that segment as much as we do. Like, that always makes my heart happy.
So again, if you've got a radio call from Texas high school football that you love, send it on my way, because I am always in the market. So we will get into that coming up here at the back half of the program. But first, Pickle, today is Thursday. I'm looking at my watch.
Almost Friday.
And on Thursday, almost Friday,
oh,
we try to ease into the weekend by turning off our brain for Dumb Thursday.
Texas Football Today is proud to present Dumb Thursday.
Dumb Thursday. Texas Football Today, where we like to kick around some topics that really don't have another place in our weekly, show. Like, basically,
it is. It's usually well-structured nonsense is a good way for me to put it.
Yeah.
Like, there is relevance behind it, but it's that extra kick of nonsense that we want.
So, everyone's college football schedule is out right now, with the exception of the Lone Star Conferences. They're going to need to do a little bit of amending.
Yeah, they're still figuring it out.
And one thing that I've noticed in putting together the magazine, because we're working on that right now, it is, after all, April 12th, and that's when we really get going. April 13th, rather. We've done some adjustments because of conference realignment, right? Mm-hmm. We've moved, for example, here's a spoiler for the magazine. We moved Houston into the Big 12 section.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? We're moving North Texas into the American Athletics section.
Wow.
Yeah, we're moving Sam Houston. They're going from 1 page to 5 pages in the magazine because we're moving up. And so there's been these shifting around and the conference realignment, and this is the time of year where we really start digging into all the things that are happening in college football and just trying to get a grasp on what college football is going to look like in 2023, right? So I was pouring through schedules this week, and I would like to issue this statement first and foremost. I think that college football needs a commissioner, and I think specifically college football in the state of Texas needs a czar. We need somebody who is the overarching authority for all things college football in the state of Texas. It's too big to be left to the masses. We need one point of contact, one point of decision-making. And I would like to be that person. I think I've got some ideas.
Aren't you supposed to be the high school football guy?
Doesn't seem like it's important. I think that we've got... college football in the state of Texas is too important to play around with. And we need somebody with guts, with vision, and with an internet show to be in charge of college football in Texas.
What could go wrong?
And so with that, I would like to announce the first plank in my platform. And that is, I think we should require every Texas FBS program to play at least one in-state non-conference game. I'll say that again. We should require every Texas FBS program every year to play at least one in-state non-conference game. Now, here's the good news. The good news is we don't have to work too hard on this.
No.
Okay? In fact, this upcoming season, 2023, every single FBS team, every single one will play at least one in-state non-conference game. Okay? Shout out, by the way, to the Rice Owls, who are playing, I believe, 3 non-conference games in-state: Texas, Houston, and Texas Southern. Houston is also playing. They're playing UTSA and Rice, plus Sam Houston, in non-conference play. But I think all 13 are playing at least one.
That's good.
And to me, that is the way it should be. Now, part of it is that I am an unabashed member of the Conference Appreciation Society.
Correct.
And I think that all the teams in Texas should play one another. But furthermore, we are of the belief here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football that there is no finer place in the world to play football. And we should be celebrating that intrastate competition-wise as much as possible.
Right.
Okay? So there's games all throughout the schedule. You've got all throughout September. Every week in September, you're going to have at least one intrastate non-conference game in Texas. And then you've got the annual SEC November body bag game where Texas A&M welcomes an Abilene Christian. And the good news is that most of these teams, they're already doing this.
Yeah, I was just going to say the cool thing about this, too, is the number of actual kind of rivalries that are on this list. Like, you look at Texas State and UTSA.
Yes.
That's always a big one. Now, almost UTSA and Houston is turning into a little something. SMU and TCU in the Battle of the Iron Skillet. There's quite a few that are pretty noteworthy non-conference.
There are a few that are built in.
Yeah.
Rice is very good at playing either Texas or Houston every year. And this year they're playing both. They're playing Bayou Bucket and they're going to Texas. Right? There's that. The ones that I worry about, the ones that you always have to worry about a little bit, are A&M. Because now usually they filled it with Abilene Christian. Last year they played Sam Houston. They will play teams from the state of Texas, but they are harder. They are a little bit harder to schedule. UTEP can be a little bit tricky as well. I think part of that is geographical, but this year they're hosting Incarnate Word.
Normally, North Texas and SMU was a huge deal that was non-conference. Now, this year it'll be conference.
But the other thing, and I think this is an interesting point. You look at the cover of last year's magazine, Jeff Traylor, Joey McGuire. We've got all of these coaches across the state of Texas. I think this is the most Texan that coaches in the state of Texas have ever been.
Yeah.
Right? Joey McGuire, Jeff Traylor,
GJ
Kinney, Eric Morris, right? You've got all of these guys, Sonny Dykes, right? You have got all of these guys who have Texas bona fides. You've got guys who are from the state of Texas. And as a result, I think that the more and more they get, let's just say, some control over who they schedule in non-conference, I think you're going to see that.
Which is hard right now because most of the time those non-conference schedules are home-and-home series planned years in advance.
Now, there will be some people who say, well, yeah, but if you're Texas or you're A&M, right, you're one of the real power programs of the state of Texas, what upside is there for you to play a team like Houston? What upside is there for you to play a team like Rice? What upside is there for you to play a team like Abilene Christian? And my response to that would be that as a member of the Texas college football community, I think you have a duty to make Texas college football as good as it can be and to help promote it. And as a result, because to me, those are the types of things that are going to entice recruits to stay home. They're going to entice homegrown talent to stay home. And so as a result, I would make it, if I were the czar of Texas college football, which again, vote for me. Do you vote for a czar?
No.
I don't think you do.
That doesn't sound like something you vote for.
What I think that it should be mandatory for every college football team, every Texas FBS team, to play at least one in-state non-conference game.
Yeah.
I think it's for the good of the sport in the state of Texas.
Well, and honestly, I think it's really smart for the coaches that are at, say, the teams that are picked to win those games to go face off against coaches. Like GJ Kinney is the perfect example of this. If, say, last year UTSA would have been playing Incarnate Word at some point, you kind of get an eye on that, and then next thing you know, now he's the head coach at Texas State.
Yes.
And it could be competition level. If Jeff Traylor does a really good job at UTSA, maybe he gets hired at a Big 12 program, and Joey McGuire would be seeing him a couple years out. You know, like, it's another way for these coaches to keep the good coaching trains in Texas.
Yes. So that is my statement. That is my pitch to the people. I think that the more that teams play each other within the state of Texas, the better and healthier the sport is. And from a fan perspective, from a rivalry perspective, and from a brand perspective for football in the Lone Star State, I think it's important. So this year, great job, everybody. We're doing great.
I was fixing to say, it seems like they're doing pretty
well
good without you being the czar.
But what I'm saying is that we need to put it in a law. That's what I'm saying. We need to make it a law.
The thought of you having the title czar just is scary in and of itself.
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless Texas. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Now, a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Welcome back to Texas Football Today. Here on this show, we like to celebrate football in the state of Texas. And really, we like to celebrate all the different aspects of it. Of course, we like to talk about the outstanding players and the terrific coaches and the unbelievable plays. But we like to also celebrate the crowds, the stadiums, the bands, the cheerleaders, right? We think Texas high school football is pretty cool, and we are of the belief that it is best consumed whole hog, from rooter to tutor, from tip to tail. And part of that, part of our favorite thing about Texas high school football is local passion. Okay? We like the community aspect of it. And one of the best ways to really get a snapshot of a community is by enjoying their local radio calls of their high school football games. You see, almost every team in Texas, especially when you get into like, it can be kind of hard in like in the middle of big cities to find games on the radio. But when you especially get out of the big cities, I don't know that there is a better entree into Texas high school football and the local culture, the hyper-local culture of each Texas high school, of each town, than with the Texas high school football radio call. And with all due respect to our friend Craig Way, with all due respect to our friend Ted Emmerich, Mike Leslie, Dave Raymond, all of whom are great. If you give me a choice between one of those classically trained, really smooth, buttery voiced, like by the book play-by-play guys, or the guy who also runs the local radio station and is living and dying on every play for his local team, it is not close which one I would rather listen to. And I love Craig Way. But I think he would agree with me.
Yes.
That there is a special place in my heart for the local radio calls. We did a segment a couple of weeks ago, and I put out the call. And I said, hey, if you've got radio calls that you like, that really embody what we're looking for the Texas high school football radio calls, send them to me. We had a few people, few brave heroes, I would say, step up and send in their favorite calls from the past year. So we're going to start with the first one. And the first, we're going to go to a playoff game between Abilene Wiley and Colleyville Heritage. This is, I believe, an area round playoff game. Is that right? Area round? That sounds right.
Yeah.
I think it is. An area round playoff game.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can look that up. Yeah, it was. Yeah, area round.
Yeah,
Five
that would be
Division
West
II area
Texas
round.
or Big Country versus.
They played it in
DFW.
Grapevine. Played it in Grapevine. So Abilene Wiley lost the toss. And this game was wild. Abilene Wiley fell down big, fell down by 3 scores, ended up winning the game 50-40. Okay, they win the game 50-40. But they also scored 2 touchdowns in 3 seconds. Now, the last one was like, it was a lateral play that went really badly for Colleyville Heritage,
Yes.
and Abilene Wiley fell on as time expired, right? That's what ended up being the final result of 50-40. But Colleyville Heritage, or rather Abilene Wiley, trailing in the final moments ends up coming up with the biggest play of their season. And here on the call of the Wiley Bulldog Network, is that right? Wiley Bulldog. What's it say on the lower?
You said Productions.
Productions. Wiley Bulldog Productions. Andrew Penny and Ryan Holmes. Now, at the end of this, it's going to seem like it cuts off very suddenly. There is a reason for that I will explain after the call. Here's Andrew Penny and Ryan Holmes from Wiley Bulldogs Productions.
8 on the play clock as the Bulldogs get to the line. KJ on third down. Air it out, jump ball. Heighton, back pylon. He's got it! He's got it with both feet in. It's a Bulldog touchdown! KJ Long, Harrison Heighton. Be interesting to see what kind of kickoff it is.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what kind of kickoff it is. Now, you might be wondering why that cuts off so suddenly. First of all, excellent call.
Yes.
Excellent call from Andrew Penny and Ryan Holmes.
Really
That's
good.
the excitement we need for a playoff game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, it made it seem like the feet in the back of the end zone fell even slower, which is good.
There is a reason, and this is coming to us from the person who sent it to me, Ray. The reason that there is a jump in the video is because one of the kids in the booth celebrated a little too hard and froze the broadcast.
Oh, no.
He knocked something loose, and the broadcast went frozen.
Oh, no.
And so they lost like 30 seconds until they were lining up to go for the kickoff. Yes, like the extra point is lost to history. You'll never see that extra point. But fabulous stuff. To me, that is the magic. What I want is people who do not have a microphone screaming. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. That's the mark of a really good call. And that was a good way to start.
I was thinking that you could hear everyone in the background start yelling.
Going crazy. As Abilene Wiley pulls out a big win. Oh, they call it Real Heritage. Okay. Let's go south. Let's go to one of the biggest games of the year. We were really looking forward to this. Mm-hmm. It was the Region 4 final between Refugio and Shiner. Now, remember, they'd played in district play, and Refugio had beaten them, right? So now it gets into the playoffs. And if you remember how this game went, Shiner was the defense was really bowing up, coming up with big plays, and holding down this Refugio attack. And they were even though the Refugio defense played really well, you could tell Dalton Brooks was starting to get going.
Yes.
And they had taken a lead. Refugio was facing third and forever. Mm-hmm. Third and forever on their own 10-yard line.
It was literally third and 17, third and something.
Trailing. We had the game on Text Live. It's a great call from who was on that call?
I think Trevor Boyd.
I think it was Trevor. Maybe.
I can't remember. I know Trevor was on the year before last. Shiner Refugio starts to run together a little bit.
It does. But on the Refugio Sports Network, Ryan Linney and Billy Swinney had the call, and they gave you a little taste of South Texas. Here they are.
Same setup. 3 receiver set, 2 to the near side. Brown in the shotgun. King behind him. Back to pass. Looking. Throws deep to the right side. Wide open. Avery at the 50. Avery still running. Still loose. 20-yard line. 10-yard line. Touchdown. Refugio. With 4 left to play. Huge pass to Isaiah Avery. Deep on the right side. Gets away from the tackler and takes it all the way home. Touchdown, Refugio, with 4:04 left to play. Wow. If you had the heebie-jeebies, you're gone now.
That was a nice play down about around the 18-yard line.
The thing is, there's still an eternity of football.
4 minutes and 4 seconds.
Ryan Linney and Billy Swinney on the call for Refugio Sports Network. A huge play. They treated it appropriately.
They did.
Now, credit to them. They did call it. You could tell. I don't know who the color guy is. It might be Billy
I think
Swinney.
It's Ryan.
Okay, Ryan. Ryan's the color guy.
I believe.
He almost yells touchdown when in fact he knows it's the play-by-play guys, and you kind of hear him goes, "Tuh!" Kind of stops.
Which is good. That's really good.
That's good. That's exactly what you want to do. If you got the heebie-jeebies, they're gone now. Fabulous stuff. That's what I want. I want the excitement. I want the energy in the booth. And the Refugio boys knew what a big play that was, especially considering Shiner was up. It looked like they're about to take full command of this game.
Oh, yeah, we had talked a lot about the fact, like, it's really hard to beat a good team twice. I don't know if they can do it, and then they did.
Absolutely. So a fantastic call from the Refugio Sports Network,
stuff.
Ryan Linney and Billy Stoney. But fun with Texas high school football radio would not be complete without our friends.
The boys are back.
I want you to put the word out. They back up.
We back up.
So last time we did this, we talked about my favorite radio guys. Drake Toll and Cameron Stewart, who called the games on Look Live Stream for China Spring. Mm-hmm. And we ran through their game of the with Bernie in the state championship game.
Yes.
Very exciting comeback.
21-point comeback.
But China Spring was involved in a variety of really exciting finishes. None more so than the matchup of defending state champs. Mm-hmm. Stephenville came calling to China Spring.
We had this one on Bally.
Had this one on Bally Sports Southwest.
I reacted live.
And it was a truly, I'll be honest, and I'll tell you kind of what happens, and then I'll let you, Drake and Cameron, take you through it. A truly bizarre game.
Yes.
Stephenville was down big, roared back, looked like they were driving for the win. Mm-hmm. China Spring came up with an interception. Game over. Except then China Spring, tries to throw the ball when all they have to do is run out the clock. It gets intercepted. Stephenville gets the ball back. They score to take and go for two and to take the lead. Mm-hmm. But then China Spring comes down and Thomas Barr kicks a long field goal to win the game as time expires. It was a wild, weird, bizarre game.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
And so you can imagine the roller coaster that our friends Drake and Cameron were on. Here, from Look Live Streams, Drake Toll and Cameron Stewart.
Cougar fans getting loud. Lambert, the gun again. Rolling near side. Under some pressure. Throws intercepted! Intercepted! Jaden Davis! 39-yard line! See you later, Yellow Jackets! This one belongs to the home team!
23 and flee. I said it might come down to a turnover. Looks like we're going to have one in this game. What a time to get it.
McCullough going to throw it again. Need to get down. Just need to get down. Intercept.
Oh my. What a play.
What a huge defensive play from Stephenville. Brad Beatty, give credit, puts the Yellow Jackets with one timeout 35 yards away from tying this ball game. And you can only help but scratch your head and wonder, even if McCullum falls down in the backfield, that's a better result.
Absolutely.
Well, here's your chance. Looking deep, launching deep, wide open. Oh my goodness. This game completely flipped. The Cougars just needed to run the football up the gut with less than a minute and a half to go. And instead, Stephenville, on a prayer, Ryder Lambert connects with Tristan Gentry.
I cannot believe what we're seeing here, Drake. Wow. This is what it's all about right here.
Ryder Lambert from the gun. Lambert running backside untouched. Stephenville with 56 seconds to go leads the ball game.
He is going against the wind.
It would be, this wind is howling.
It is.
Against Thomas Barr. 42 to win it. It's got the leg. Thomas Barr knocks off the #1 team the far right. Trying to spring. Oh my! Oh my! They've done it! The Cougars come all the way back to win it on the Bosque night. Let the kids run it.
23 and flee. Kickers are football players too.
Drake Toll and Cameron Stewart
They don't miss.
with an appropriate call for an appropriate game. I just want to say that it's all great. I've said what big fans we are. If Thomas Barr misses that field goal, Drake and Cameron are going to hear the call of that interception forever.
Yes.
When it's like
They
good, like
did it.
they say bye-bye Stephenville, and it's I don't know. There was a lot of like things that did not age well, like quickly in that call. And I get it. Like the game should be over.
Oh yeah.
You run the ball 4 times up the gut,
And
or
you're
3 times
done.
and punt, and
Yeah.
the game's over basically. Yeah.
Shout
If
out, kickers are people too.
Yeah, kickers are
because
football
that
players too.
saved them a lot of public embarrassment.
Yeah, kickers are football players too. I've
So
listened to
good.
that like 3 or 4 times, and that's my big takeaway is like, man, if Thomas Barr doesn't make that field goal, they're going to wear that interception call for a long time. It's going to be, they're going to get the what happened,
Yeah, what happened?
they're going to get the what happened treatment. But instead, China Spring pulls another
That's
rabbit
so
out of their hat.
good.
And our friends Drake Toll and Cameron
The
Stewart
call
pull
off the
left
field goal kick was exceptional.
Oh, yeah.
I had goosebumps. That was
Just,
cool. So good.
A little excitement in our life. So a reminder, if you have Texas high school football radio calls from the 2022 season that you want to send my way, at Tepper on Twitter, I'm checking my DMs. Just fire them on over to me. It'll be fine. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Coming up at 2 o'clock today, Women Talking Football. We are back. Mallory Hartley and I have a 2-part little, I guess it's not a series if it's only 2-part, but little 2-part thing that we're going to start this week, looking into some of the best current Texas high school football coaches from a lot of different metrics. So we're going to start that. And then we're going to talk to, and I don't want to mess up her last name, but I genuinely don't know how to say it. It is Melissa Treibwasser, I believe. Treibwasser.
Nailed it.
She
Say
is
confidently.
she is part of the ROF podcasting network, doing our Frogs Insider. So
Nice.
she's covering TCU, and I believe, maybe you know this better than I do, I believe she's the only female other than Mallory as part of that network. So we're going to have
Cool.
her on, and we are super excited to talk to her.
Radical. So make sure you stay tuned for a little WTF coming up here.
That was a hard W.
The double.
W.
W. I want to.
Do you usually say W, or do you say like
W?
W?
I usually say W.
Okay. I think I say W. W.
Well, you're more country than I am.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I wonder what other people in the office say.
I also just want to emphasize the
that
women
it's
part of it.
women.
It's women talking football.
It is.
Because it's an important show.
Even though you try to come on every week, we got to
I
kick you
do
out.
not. I just waved to you guys.
I don't want to
through the windows. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to greet my friends. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please give your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.